Greetings from the NorthOps studios in Redding, California, and welcome to Friday's edition of your Fire Weather Webcast. This image shows the nearly 6,000 strikes recorded around Northern California yesterday and last night. Blue dots signifying negative strikes and the red dots for positive strikes. On the heels of yesterday's major summertime lightning event, it's always important to look at how much rain fell and where it was located. This image shows precipitation recorded during the lightning event, with heaviest areas being over the Trinity, southern Siskiyou Mountains, the hills west of Redding, and the northern mountains north of Shasta, where pockets of 1/2 to 1.5 inches were observed, and locally to near 2 inches fell in stronger cores. Areas to the east and northeast saw a little less coverage, but radar coverage is not as accurate over those areas. Looking at water vapor imagery this morning shows a broad area of low pressure circulating in a counterclockwise fashion over central California, which will aid in another period of convective activity later today and tonight, looking very similar to yesterday's footprint of lightning and showers across the North State. Reviewing visible imagery this morning shows plenty of thunderstorm debris clouds, both at mid and high levels, associated with last night's activity, moving east to west under the counterclockwise flow. These clouds will gradually dissipate throughout the morning, also seen as a continued healthy marine layer and associated low clouds and fog along the coast, entrenching well inland. Areas east of I-5 are generally clear now, but will refill with cumulus clouds later today. With another day of abundant lightning expected, the National Weather Service continues with multiple red flag warnings in effect, shown in red across portions of Modoc, Del Norte, Humboldt, Trinity, and Siskiyou counties, very similar to yesterday's warning map. Although not a true dry lightning signature, the abundant nature of strikes supports National Weather Service red flag criteria for lightning. Reviewing the upper level forcing pattern from the GFS model at around the jet stream level still indicates an area of low pressure over central California, now morphing from a closed low circulation yesterday into more of a broad open trough, and remains nearly stationary through Saturday. This feature, although weakening a bit from yesterday, is in a good position geographically to support another day of thunderstorm activity. Looking out a little further in time and looping the model to get a sense of upcoming changes shows the broad troughiness remaining over most of the state. Note the large Gulf of Alaska low. This will drive lobes of energy and moisture from the Pacific into California during the next week. Given the low pressure aloft, temperatures will be near to slightly below normal, but a continuation of afternoon thunderstorms can be expected through the next week, especially along highest terrain. Looking a little closer at thunderstorm potential for today and tonight, this image shows the probability fields of thunderstorm activity from early this morning through tonight, shown in this last frame. Note how the probability bullseyes begin on the east side of the state and then gradually shift west and northward with a peak across North and Northeast California late this afternoon. This is very similar to yesterday's pattern. Reviewing high-resolution model simulated reflectivity for this afternoon from the HRRR also shows a similar pattern of thunderstorm activity both in time and geographically. Strongest cells forming over the Lassa and Northeast California area, with another strong signature over the mountains north and northeast of Shasta. The Trinity Mountains should also share the fun again today, but does not look quite as impressive as yesterday's for that area. Looking at wind fields for this afternoon and evening is highlighted by signatures of outflow boundaries over Modoc, Shasta counties and the far east side with gusts of 25 to 35 miles per hour. Otherwise, generally brisk onshore westerly flow is expected across the greater Bay Area and Delta, as well as gusty westerlies across the San Luis Dam area and the Salinas 101 corridor. Much less wind is anticipated for Sunday with little convective activity expected and lighter westerlies. Min-RH values later this afternoon continue to show moist conditions along the coast due to a stubborn marine layer, while most mountain areas remain moist due to recent and expected shower activity. Driest areas will once again be mainly along the Sac Valley, where values will get down to the high teens or lower 20% range. RH values will gradually dry out beginning Sunday and extending into early next week. The 7-day fire potential product continues to show high risk of large fire in red boxes due to lightning across the northwest mountains, northeast California, the northern Sierra, and far east side for today and tonight. Brown boxes for moderate risk are in effect for Saturday before lowering Sunday and Monday due to a little cooler air mass and less lightning activity expected. Lightning activity is expected to return during the middle of next week where moderate risk brown boxes are assigned. Summarizing today's NorthOps fire weather webcast highlights, the upper low and trough continues to spin over central California. This will promote another afternoon and evening of convective activity across the mountains of Northern California. Yesterday's lightning count showed nearly 6,000 cloud-to-ground strikes, but most were accompanied by some light to moderate rain and some areas with heavier rain. Today should see similar activity over those same areas. Shower and thunderstorm activity diminishes greatly Saturday through Monday, while temperatures hover around 5 to 10 degrees below normal. Current RH values are relatively high, but widespread RH will fall to near normal by early next week. Gusty and erratic outflow winds are expected around thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. Gusties of strong westerly onshore winds can be expected this afternoon around the Greater Bay Area and inland coastal areas southward, with gusts of 20 to 30 miles per hour. Winds diminish significantly this weekend. This concludes today's fire weather webcast.